סיפור זה מוקרא במסגרת פרויקט פאנפיקים לנובי 2023 של קבוצת ספרים בפייסבוק. כל הזכויות שמורות ליוצרות וליוצרי המקור. הקראה דינה פיימן. The Blinking Hobbit. The following story contains adult themes, implied sexual content, and not very strong language. Basically, some of the good stuff. In a hole in the ground, within a distance from Heathrow Airport, there lived a hobbit. Not a nasty, dirty, wet hole, open to all circumstances, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole that no man would want to visit. It was a hobbit hole, and that means cozy and plush. This hobbit was the best business hobbit in the entire region, and his name was Bilbo Bagnanthal. He was medium hobbit-sized, with lovely, silky hair on his head and on his well-groomed feet. His hindsight was like an autumn's pear, rounded, sweet, firm, and ripe. One day, when all was quieter and greener, and the hobbit was busy with his pots and his pans in the kitchen, the sound of heavy feet was sounded, and Gandalf pranced by. Gandalf. He was a wise and worldly wizard with a very large hat and a very long, impressive staff. He wielded his staff like a pro, but his business knowledge was limited. He had formidable eyebrows like two silvery, hairy slugs. Gandalf stopped and knocked on the door. "Who is it?" Bilbo called.
"It is I, Gandalf. I need your help."
"What about?" suspected Bilbo. Gandalf looked at Bilbo's lovely front garden and felt a desperate need to smoke. He pursed his lips in thought. He had lovely lips, like two perfect red pieces of herring. They made Bilbo feel extremely concentrated.
"Well, dear Mr. Bagnanthal."
"How do you know my name?" Bilbo said sharply. After all, he was a very witty business hobbit.
"It's written here, on your gate,"
confided Gandalf. His herring lips smiled. "Oh," said Bilbo professionally. Then he finally decided to open the door.
"Good morning,"
he breathed politely.
"What a profound observation, worthy of a bizwiz like yourself,"
said Gandalf, and his sluggy eyebrows twitched. Bilbo straightened himself to his full height. "Sir," he said with measured stiffness, "I appreciate it." Gandalf's eyes were very bright and moist, and so were his lips. "I need a smoke," Bilbo announced. "I always smoke before business. It puts me right in the mood." He took out a hard wooden pipe. It was small but comfortable and fit his hand perfectly. He stuck it lusciously into his mouth and then reached deep, searched, and found the pouch of tobacco inside his pants.
"Funny, how did it get there?"
he asked himself quizzically. Then he put the tobacco in, lit up, and inhaled. He streamed the smoke out, and then made it expertly into beautiful rings that floated gently on the breeze like so many great jellyfish. Gandalf reached his hand at Bilbo's pants and cupped his pouch. Bilbo raised an eyebrow and cocked his head. They breathed in significant silence.
"Please, sir,"
Gandalf said imploringly,
"may I have some of your tobacco?"
"It'll be my pleasure," Bilbo squealed. Gandalf nodded. He took some tobacco and put it in his own pipe. He closed his eyes in delight and his herring lips in relish, inhaled and exhaled. From his big, thick pipe, Gandalf blew a huge ring of velvety, woodsy smoke. Bilbo blinked. The end.